Welcome to the Seriously Speaking podcast, a safe healing space where people share their personal journeys and experiences, telling us how they overcame their traumas and learned to heal. Please welcome your host, LaShawn, who will be your friends on your personal journey to healing.
Welcome. The Seriously Speaking podcast, where we take a journey together. I'm your host, LaShawn, and I would like to thank you all for tuning in to my podcast. Let's get right to what Seriously Speaking is about. Seriously Speaking is about bridging both the healed and the unhealed together. What do I mean by healed? I mean healed from past trauma, early childhood traumas, be it medical traumas, traumas from abandonment. I want people who have healed to share their journey so that those who are currently on their path of healing can have the encouragement, the support, and perhaps the tools by you sharing to assist on their way to healing. And that is what Seriously Speak podcast is about. Now, the process for that goes, you will email me at Sirian_speaks@yahoo.com. That's SIRIAN_SPEAKS@yahoo.com. And I will communicate back with you. I'm in the U.S. Central Time Zone. We will set up a date and time through phone interview. And with your permission, I would then upload it to the podcast so that the listeners can hear your encouragement and your journey so that it can help them along the way. You know, there's a quote by Albert Einstein, and it says, "Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile." Totally agree. Given the times that we're in, the things that we're experiencing on the planet Earth, is a great time to be of service to others. And this is my inspiration. Seriously speaking. Now I want to talk about something that goes hand in hand with my podcast, but I want to talk about spirituality. Now, first, let's look at the difference between religion and spirituality. Now, they define religion as a specific set of belief systems and practices. Now, these are usually shared by a group of individuals or community, if you will, where spirituality is more of an individual practice and has to do more with having a sense of peace and purpose. It's more related to, I guess you can say, a process of developing beliefs around the meaning of life and connections with others. I would define myself as spiritual. I would define, I guess you can say, the universe. Now, I've said this before, I respect everybody's representation of God. Mine just happened to be in the area of spirituality. I have family members who would probably define more of a religious background. Now, why do I bring this up? Earth is going through a transformation. And if you haven't noticed, so are we. Notice over the past 10 years, people are asking more about who they are. What is their purpose in life? There's a lot of questioning that has to do with self, the individual. And I think that's extremely important. It goes back to what I've been saying for the longest. How can you say you love the creator if you don't love yourself? And if you don't know who you are, how can you know the creator? And a lot of that confusion, a lot of that not knowing who you are is usually blocked by some form of traumatic event that's happened in our lives and we are unaware of. When you're going through those life experiences that we've all had, you know, ones that feels like somebody's punched you 10 different times, you know, and you don't know how to breathe or get up on your own. You know, one of those gut wrenching life experiences that we feel we'll never recoup from. After we go through that, we actually become a different person in a good way. We've transformed and learned something from that experience. And a lot of times we've let things go. One of the most important things is to get back to you. You need that time with yourself to understand that because the answers for everything is already within you. And that takes me to my podcast, right back what my podcast is about. One of the things that I've said over and over again The key to healing from past traumas is understanding you, understanding who you are, and to know thyself. And I want you all to really think about that for a minute. Self-development, know thyself. There are 3 levels of the mind: the conscious, subconscious, and the unconscious mind. Nikola Tesla says most persons are so absorbed in the contemplation of the outside world that they are wholly oblivious to what is passing on within themselves. A lot of these great minds are very spiritual people, and if you pay closely attention to what they say, they're giving you the keys to the universe. They're giving you the keys to freedom, and it starts with you. Let's briefly discuss the 3 levels of the mind. The consciousness is defined by our thoughts, our action, and our awareness. We get up, we eat breakfast, we get dressed, we go to work, we laugh, we cry, we come back home, we go out. Everyday life, we're aware of our thoughts and our actions and things that we do. The subconscious is defined as the reactions and actions we realize, we think of it. So let's say you're driving in the car and you hear a song, and that song reminds you a memory from your past. And you start thinking, hey, I wonder what Aunt so-and-so is up to, because it's typically a pleasant memory when we're in that subconscious. Something reminds us of something pleasant. Or we think of somebody that we haven't thought of in a long time. That's where you are in the subconscious. The unconscious is defined as the deep recesses of our past and memories. And this is where our traumas are stored, and we are not aware. And this is where you have to go to release a lot of it. This is where you go to heal. And this is what my podcast is about, is to get you on that right path so that you can start to transform your life. Listen, things are changing drastically. Everything about our planet and our cosmos is spiritual. And if you look at right now, it looks dark and chaotic. But out of chaos always comes order. And the order that is going to come out of this chaos is going to be of a spiritual nature. And we have to be on the right bandwidth frequency. That means you have to get yourselves together, your heart. And to get your heart there, you have to get past anger, your depression. You have to get past your passiveness. You have to get past things affecting you emotionally. And this is where we need to start to get to that right place. Just wanted to leave you with that. It's something I had on my mind today and wanted to share for today's podcast. Really think about it. Look at a lot of the changes that is going on. A lot of times you'll have to really detach from that outside world. Just like the quote Nikola Tesla, you literally have to go within, really see the changes, the subtle changes that are, and it's literally right under our noses. We are the key people, and together we can unlock it and help others. Well, that's all I have for today. I would like to thank you all for tuning in to Seriously Speaking Podcast. I want you all to have a wonderful and prosperous day. Take care, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the Seriously Speaking podcast. Make sure to tune in next week. If you would like to listen to the podcast on YouTube, go to Seriously Speaking Podcast. And to get in touch with LaShawn, please contact her at email address Syrian_speaks@yahoo.com. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the like button.